So now what we need to do is just when we drag these and drop these into here, we want to copy whatever's in here into the other slot and keep it there. So how do we do that? Well, first off, we want to go into here and add the originals, the instantiated object. So this object doesn't get added, so it's items. So the items are gonna be the objects. So in the prefabs, right, copper ingot, we just drag that in there. Iron ingot, drag that in there. Now for these ones, we want to add code so that the box collider doesn't get triggered. We want to untrigger that, and that should basically be it. Basically, yeah. So that's that simple thing. Oh, great. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add it for each one. So I'm just gonna delete this. None. None. Size 0. And for all of these, just drag over all of them. Go into prefabs, copper ingot, drag in there, iron ingot, and drag it in there. So now it should be for all of them. That's good. Okay. So, how do we do this? So we're going to go into the code under where it says, actually we can do it up above. So right up here, if hotbar slot dot child dot get child 0, so that should be the child 1. So okay, so in here, I'm just gonna go in here. So in this, the child 1 of this would be the copper ingot. So we're gonna just say if no, child count. There we go. If child count is equal to, actually no, is greater than 0. So if the child count is greater than 0, then we'll set whatever. I'm gonna keep it whatever. So if the child count is greater than 0, we're gonna set the hotbar's child count. I'm gonna instantiate the child into whatever it is. So the instantiate, so instantiates, actually no, we're gonna say this, inst child, no, inst object, capital I, yeah, I'm gonna change this, there we go, no. There we go. So inst object equals of type game object and instantiate what? I want to instantiate to get this object child count 0. So then we're gonna just say this. So for int I equals 0, I is less than the items dot length, yeah, great, dot length, then I will plus plus and okay, so yeah, I'll actually just drag this into here. So just drag that up one. So tab I'll say this. So if the object, okay, yeah, if hotbar slot dot get child 0 dot name, so the name of the child is equal to the items I dot name, then and only then we'll instantiate the child. Okay, so else we'll just return. Actually, no, after this we'll just do a return. So if that is equal to it, then we'll do this. Item instantiate what item items I and then we'll say vector position vector 3.0 and quaternion dot identity. Okay. So after that, we want to set a couple of things. So inst object. Great. I think this needs to go up one more. So inst object. Oh, I didn't. That's why I'm not getting anything. So right up here, we want to make sure we close that off. There you go. Now we should get. There you go. Dot. So what do we want to set? We want to set the position. We want to say dot transform dot local position is equal, or no, equals vector 3.0. Okay. And now we want to set the parent. So the parent of this object will equal this slot. So we'll say inst object dot set parent. Actually, we need to go into the transform dot set parent, and it's going to be this slot. Actually, this slot that transform I'll just do just to make sure it goes to the right place. Actually, after that, we want to set this. We don't want to set it before. So once it gets this slot into the transform, then we want to set its local position, which will be inside the parent to vector 3.0. So after that, we want to make sure that it what do we want to make sure? Okay, yeah, we want to make sure that here we'll set the box collider off. So inst object. Actually, we can just do this. Now that it's the parent, we could say this slot dot child get child, and this is going to be child 1 because it's instantiated, and there's also the text object. This is going to be child 1. So this get the child child 1 dot get component. So we're going to get a component inside the inst object, and this component will be the box collider. It's going to be a regular box collider, and that's okay. You know that there. We just want it up here. So what am I doing? Okay, so dot enabled equals false. So just to make sure we don't get any errors with in the game view, when we're playing the game, we don't want it to be able to grab the object, which it shouldn't do. It shouldn't allow that because the inventory itself, all the code for picking up the objects is in the inventory itself, which is disabled. But it might throw a couple error messages just because the box colliders are active. So after that, it should be good. There might be a couple things that we want to fix. Just save that, see what happens. So we won't be able to. Actually, we will need to. Actually, that should be good. I don't know what we will need to do. So just save that. See what happens. So we go into here, drag this in there. Okay. So it's casting a whole load of things. So destination can't cast from source type, which I'm not. Okay, so yeah. So just do this. Return. Let's see if that fixes it. Should fix it. Hopefully. Okay, so where is it? Where is it trying to throw it? Okay, they're throwing it random places. But it's not inside the canvas at all. I'll be right back. Hopefully I'll find a fix for this. Okay, so I think I found it. It's creating multiple objects because it's never completed this. It's always going to be greater than 0. So it's not checking to see if the this slot that has the instantiated object is greater than a certain number. So if it is, actually I'm going to change this. If it's not equal to 0, which is basically saying the same thing if it's greater than 0. So double and, not a percent sign, double and sign, and, which equals and, it's just one and. So if that is done and this slot dot get child, actually no, child count is equal to equal to 1. So it's checking if, because it's currently equal to 1. So if we add another object, it'll equal 2, and this will change. It won't reinstantiate an object. So after that, we just want to save this, see if this fixes it. Should fix it though. Hopefully it does. So we just do that. Inventory, drag an object over, and it doesn't fix. So maybe it's okay. So dot game object. Maybe this will fix it. Save that because it's instantiating it as a game object, and maybe it's setting it as one as well. Haha. Okay, that fixed it. Okay, so just make sure this is game object, dot game object, because it'll instantiate it not as what it is. So that fixed it. We also want to set the size. So just go down here, inst. I'll keep doing inst object. So inst object dot transform dot local scale equals vector 3, actually new vector 3, vector 3, and we'll just set it to 0.9 of what it is. So 0.9 in the x, 0.9 in the y, 0.9 in the z direction. X, Y, Z. Awesome. Save this. and that should be a good size. So we'll just take a, oh, that's the wrong thing. Take a look at this. Wait, this is the right one, right? Yeah. Okay, so 0.9 is not great enough. Yeah, this is definitely the right one. Okay, so 0.9 is not great enough. I'm gonna make sure it's point. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna see what happens. See, it keeps it there, so we want to make sure it deletes the object. So 0.9 is not great enough. We want to go down to maybe 0.7. Yeah, I would say 0.7. We could also set the this to a public transform that we can adjust in the editor. So that way, if this were to be like a inventory system download for people to use, they could set things in the editor, not worry about it in the code. It'd be easier for them. I could actually do that in the future if you guys want to see that. I can make it a download in the Unity asset store. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'm just gonna close this, open it again. Okay, that's a perfect size. So now I can actually drag this object in there. Awesome, 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 awesome. Then we can go down to 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So it doesn't show up in our hand because we haven't added that yet. We could actually add that in the future. Could be the next thing we add that it shows up in our hand. We actually want to make sure it deletes the object when we take it out. See, it keeps it there. Okay, so delete the object, and also we want to see if it's stacking. Stacking, it shouldn't take the number. So 2, and it only shows up a 1. So we want to save set that to as well. So go into the code. They're actually pretty simple to add, those things. So if the hotbar slot dot child count want to make sure it checks all the hotbar slots. So I'm going to actually just add a new transform up here. It's going to be public transform. This is going to be hotbar hotbar. Yeah, actually inventory hotbar. Yeah, inventory hotbar. So that'll be the whole hotbar for the inventory. So the inventory hotbar dot child. We actually don't want to do this. What am I doing? Okay, so I found out what I was doing wrong. So I actually want to start off with a for loop. So for, actually not, yeah, a for loop. So for int I equals 0 and I is less than, if I is less than inventory hotbar dot get that child count, then I plus plus. So it's basically saying if it's less than the amount of childs in the inventory hotbar, so the amount of hotbar slots. So then we'll go through each hotbar slot to check that if it has some objects that the if it doesn't have objects that the outside hotbar does, the hotbar that's outside the inventory, then I'll delete the outside ones and keep those separate. So we just space between there. So we just want to say that if the hotbar or inventory hotbar hotbar dot child get child. Child what? Which child do I want? I want the child I. So I is equal to this, so this will add each time. Then dot get child. Oh, dot get child. Oh wait. What am I doing? Child count is what I want. So if inventory child count is equal to 0, if there's nothing in the inventory child, so if there's no object in the hotbar slot, and here we use the double and again, so and the hotbar slot, actually this slot, okay, so we want to add another, okay, we're gonna have to add another inventory system thing, yeah, another transform. It's gonna be this hotbar, so add the public transform, just a new transform dot, this is gonna be the just hotbar. I'm just gonna make it consistent, so bar, h bar, just gonna have the changes right here, AR and AR. Okay, that's simple. Then we're just gonna over here, we're just gonna add the so h bar dot get child. The same child is gonna be I, which is whatever this inventory equals, whatever this equals, and they'll both equal the same number. So dot I dot child count equals 2. So that's saying that if the inventory child count is equal to 0 and this is equal to 2, which because it's always equal to 1, it will if there's an item in it, it will equal 2 because it starts off as 1 because there's the text object in there. So 2, if it equals 2, then we'll know that there's an object in there that's not supposed to be there. So after that, we want to say game object big G dot destroy object. I'm gonna do dot destroy object, and this object is gonna be what? It's actually gonna be the hotbar dot get child count. Actually, no, get child. This child is gonna be the same thing. Same thing as up here. Want to make sure it's the same child. So that's that. Dot get child again. Get child. This time it's gonna be set to number 1. So number 0 would be the first child. Number 1 is the second. The instantiated objects always go to the second slot. They won't start off on first unless you set them that. So this is gonna be dot game object. So that's that whole thing. So that should automatically destroy any object that's not supposed to be there. So just save this and go into here and click play. And okay, we didn't assign it. So unassigned variable 9. Yeah. So set all these variables. Okay, so hotbar. Hbar is gonna be this one right here, and the inventory hotbar is gonna be this right here. So now we just click clear on that and click play. Now we should open it up, and when we drop an object in there, so it's in slot 3, if we take it out, it's not there. 3, not there. So if I do 2 objects, 4 and 5. Awesome. So there is a way to make this so these are updated quicker. I could do that. We would actually have to put all this code in a separate Well, it wouldn't be all the code. It would just be, we could actually add that to the game object. I'm not actually going to show you how to do that now because we've probably gone way off time in the video. Actually, all I'm going to do now is just going to show you how you can add the item component. So just so it saves the item. So go into the code, back into the code. So down here, right here, we're going to say if the item component. So up here we're gonna add item count, item count. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so if hotbar slot dot get child 0 dot dot get component, and this component is going to be item count and dot item count. So hotbar slot, which is that slot, child count 0, so that's child 0, item counts. We don't even need an if right here. We can just set it. This slot, lowercase t, this slot dot child count item count equals hotbar slot equals, copy this, paste it over, hotbar slot dot item count. That should be good. That should be right. Hopefully that shows up. I'm gonna just make sure. So just go into here, clear that. Okay, child out of bounds, child out of bounds. Then up here we want to add another if statement. So if hotbar slot dot child count is not equal to 0. So if this is greater than 1 or greater than 0, not equal to 0. You just want to drag all this stuff and delete this. And probably delete a couple of, oh no. Okay, then tab. Good. Okay, so just say this and go into this. It should be fine, hopefully. So just click play, click E, drag that in there, drag this in there, and it doesn't show it. So what doesn't it show? This slot.getChild 0. No, it's getChild 1. That's what it is. So save this. That should be better now. So drag this in here. Okay, so I actually need to go one deeper into this object. So dot getChild what, 0. I don't know why it just keeps doing that. I think it's my fingers are too fat for this keyboard. So dot getChild 0. I need to go one deeper in here. So that should, okay, I keep saying this should be good. Hopefully. Make sure this is saved, which it is. Awesome. And now here, drag it in, 2. Awesome. Ooh, 2. Awesome. Shows what it is. So now we're gonna make sure this is good. So we're actually gonna change this copper ingot item count 21, 22, and 65. I'm gonna see what that does. So save this, play, maybe 21. And drag over. So that's position X. Let's go with -2. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna save this. So -2, -2. Actually, no, I can just play it. It should show up. So drag this in there, drag this in there. Okay, so we want to go over just a little bit more. So maybe -3. We might actually want to change the size. So let's go into the game object again. It's a lot of fiddling around, but you have to do it. So 6.5 or 0.65, 6.5, 6.5, and that should definitely fix our problem. Hopefully it's not too small. We'll find out. Oh, well, I just dragged it into bottom, which I should fix that over here. And awesome. So that should be good. We should be fine with this now. Alright. We do have some things to fix, but for now, that will be it for this episode. I hope you guys liked the episode. Leave a like if you did, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.